So here's a question for you. How did the name Navigator come about?
So I had 3 friends in Walthamstow. One named Mikey, who I know from when I was about 13, 14. And then I had 2 other friends that I made friends with around the time I left school called Cecil and Benson. So I just got a little flat on Broadwater Farm, and I'd decorated my bedroom, and it was like a blue lagoon. Everything was blue in there, the blue bowl, blue carpet, everything. And we were all sitting there on the carpet before I got up bed or anything. I bummed some weed and I drink some liquor. And Bridget Benson looked at me and just big smile on his face. He's like, "You know what you are, fam?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "You're a navigator, ain't it?" I was just looking at him like, "Huh?" You're like, "Yeah, man, you're a navigator." But like, "That's what you are." And he started laughing. And I was like looking at him and I was like, "You know what? I like that. I like that."
Yes.
So at that stage, my name was Specky Rankin, so I just added it on because D-Man used to have a little thing after his name, a little suffix. So it was D-Man Rockers, the lyrics poet. Then you had Flinty Rankin, the badness educator. And then it was Specky Rankin, the navigator. And we had a teacher, Roy Rankin, the teacher. That was Ribs' brother, the man who used to own the sound named Ribs, and he had a bigger brother named Richard. And they used to call him Roy Rankin, the teacher. So you had the teacher, the lyrics poet, the badness educator, and I became the navigator after that because I just took what Benson called me and just added it onto my name. And from in the 80s, people have been calling me navigator.
And so when did it just become, because if it was Specky Ranks, the navigator, just through progression and just through evolution, it just, Specky Ranking just sort of got moved aside.
I remember being at Shut Up and Dance one time, and I was there with D-Man and Flinty, and they were hot names now, Ragga Twins. They got their album. They was doing their album, Reggae Owes Me Money and everything, and I was around them, man, them Shut Up and Dance, man, them trying to get in, because I was trying anyway to get in. So I was like, "Yo, I want to record some tunes," and they were like, "What's your name?" And I said, Specky Rankin, and when I see their faces, they were like, "Oh," and I said, so I said Navigator, and they're like, "Oh, I like that." You know, they didn't really do nothing with me at that stage, but I realised that the Navigator thing was the thing that kind of stuck. You know, it sort of stood out. So at first I was kind of running around with Ragga Twins, being their hype man for their live shows. And then after that, I got on Cool FM and started doing my thing. Meantime, I'm running around with them, man. They're going to dances everywhere, Ragga Twins. And they just like, everybody was like, "Yeah, Ragga Twins crew, Ragga Twins crew." And I realized like I was becoming labeled as Ragga Twins crew, and I wanted to be known as Navigator.
Yeah.
So I went on Cool FM and started to promote my name as Navigator. And then eventually when I started getting booked, they started putting MC before my name, and that's how I became MC Navigator. It wasn't me that said MC Navigator, it was the promoters.
That added an MC on it.
Yeah, they added it on the flyers.
So something that's always been accredited to you from way back when is intelligent lyrics. I've got to say it's one of the things that's always hooked me as well. So what inspires you when you create your lyrics?
I was always into culture MCs. Like, you had a lot of slack MCs back in the day. You had a guy called General Echo, Big John, Yellow Man was quite slack. There was a lot of slack MCs out there that used to like talk about pum pum and this and that. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was never into that. I used to like people like Early B and Brigadier Jerry and Charlie Chaplin. They always had a story to tell.
Okay.
Brigadier Jerry was more of a Sing J kind of person. Same thing with Lone Ranger. Lone Ranger is a very big inspiration. As a matter of fact, Lone Ranger is my biggest inspiration. Lone Ranger, okay. Yeah, man, Lone Ranger, M16 album. I was more into that style, and they was more singing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more Sing J style, and they always had lyrics. Like, they always had some kind of conscious content in the lyric. So, you know, that kind of sparked my imagination, and it made me think about what I was writing. So the first lyric I ever wrote was a lyric called Hijacker.
Okay.
Because when I went on Unity, it was like, yo, you gotta have something. I'm going 4 aces, like 4 aces. And that's where all the bad man them used to go, all the Sanjinam Road man them used to go. Like, this big man thing here, bare Jamaicans in there, and you gotta show and prove. So when you go in there, you can't be going on the mic chatting all little funky thing and things say, I will get away with it, because a man would take a buckle and lick in your head and say, hey boy, move on yourself. Do you understand me? So you have to know what you do. So what I used to do, I used to write lyrics. The first lyric I ever wrote, I got the newspaper, and there was a hijacking in Malta. I'll never forget, it was 1985. And there was a hijacking in Malta, and some army guerrillas went on this plane and hijacked the plane. I just got the paper and I sat down and I just read the article and I just turned it into a lyric. Turned it into a song. I Jacka, me no like no I Jacka, Pina man. I Jacka, me no like no I Jacka. Now in 1985, the month November, 5 army gorilla them turn I Jacka. It happened in the airport when named Luca. So that is in the country when named Malta. You know that. So you start breaking it. You know, break it down to the, and you're telling the story now about what happened.
Yeah.
I tell you, I bust the dance with that lyric. And then after that I made Troublemaker. Still chat Troublemaker now. Up to now I still chat Troublemaker.
Yeah.
Me no like no Troublemaker. Me no like no Troublemaker. Because the Navigator, me no like no Troublemaker. Same thing again. Boss up the dance, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what really solidified my reputation. You know, so to go up there and do what I did and get the respect from all them big man there and the gangsters them and all the bad man them and all the original yardies them that came up, that was on some straight terrorism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be accepted by them, and you know, they used to look out for me, man. You know, I was protected, man. Big man thing. I used to par with people 10 years older than me because my age group weren't really feeling me. It was a big man that used to look at me and think, what, that little youth are good, you know? They used to rate me. So they would come and get me. They'd be like, yo, we are going to dance, Brixton. Drive me to Brixton, we get in the dance. I a drink, be like a spliff and do their vibes, and they'll be like, right, up on the mic. I'd stand up there and I'm showing them that I want the mic, but they're not giving me no mic. Until they'd go around there and be like, yo, give the youth the mic, no man. Well, you're free, them I go chat better than you. Give him the mic, make him DJ, man. You know what I mean? And they had to give me the mic, and every time I got the mic, I bust up the dance. So that's how I built up my whole reputation in London. This is from 80s. You know, but this is before I went on Unity. All of that apprenticeship that I served on sound system, when it got to 85, there was a shift in North London. Certain MCs left certain sounds and it just left gaps. And because of my reputation and what I'd been doing over that whole period of time, that 5 years, people were like, yeah, man, Navi, get specky, man, get specky. So it's like me, D-Man and Flinty, yeah, man, it was a vibes, you know what I'm saying? It was a vibes. From them time, it was like, there was only a couple of people doing it. Like nowadays, everybody's a promoter, everybody's a producer, everybody's a DJ, everybody's doing something. Back then, you only had a few people doing it. You'd have sound systems all over the place. Every area would have multiple sound systems, but there'd only be a couple of guys that would stand out. You know, me, D-Man and Flinty were 3 of those guys. But, you know, I used to get the respect, man. You know, and it did wonders for my confidence as a mixed race youth. And I noticed that the Jamaicans really liked me. There's another big DJ from back in the day called Hugh Brown. I remember him coming to me one time outside Regal Record Shop up Lower Clapton, because that's where Unity headquarters used to be. And he just walked up to me, you know, Hugh Brown, you know, this is like, I don't know, like this would be like, I don't know what to say, man. How could I compare this?
It's like Navigator for guys these days.
Exactly. It would be like me walking up to an up-and-coming youth, walking up to them and going, yo, youth, I love how you're going, you know. You're ready to go to studio and just bust the thing, you know, man. Just buy yourself 2 Guinness and build your spliff and go into the studio and bark it out in the mic like how you do it in the dance. You know what I mean? Come hear you in the dance. You're ready. So Hugh Brown came up to me and said that to me, brother. And that was when I knew, like, you know what? I'm onto something here. I could see that people was looking at me different. They were like, yo, this guy's got serious talent. But during this period of time, I wasn't making no money, and that was the thing that was bugging me, you know, because man had responsibilities and stuff, and I had to take care of family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you want, you know, I used to do a 9-to-5 job the whole time. That whole 10 years of being on sound system, I was doing a 9-to-5 job, and then playing sound 4 nights a week, minimum. from Thursday to Sunday every week.
So what job were you doing at that time?
I used to work in Walthamstow Market in a carpet shop, carpet and bedding. So I knew everything about bedding, blankets, sheets, pillowcases, quilts, the tog ratings, carpets, from cold carpet to, you know, the cheap stuff to Axminster, all of that. I used to know I'm a carpet fitter. I used to do carpet fitting back in the day. That was my thing. I did that for 10 years, but luckily I had really good bosses and they used to sit with me. Because enough time I used to come in there on a Saturday, I was mash up, bro.
I can imagine.
Coming from a dance at 6 o'clock in the morning, go straight home, bathe, and then go to work, man. Broke up, man. I didn't even keep my eyes open. I had good bosses and they was like, you know, they kind of like lenient with me. So I have to thank them for that, man. Big up Mr. Lamb and John Hughes.
So I think that's it's a good point that you've made there. So, for the up and coming MCs, DJs, producers, whoever it is right now,
Yeah.
how important is it to have a job and have some sort of sustainable income whilst you're waiting for that big break?
If I'm honest with you, if they ain't got no responsibilities, man, I'd throw myself in it, man.
Yeah.
I would just go on my face and I just work at it. You know, you've got internet nowadays. You've got so many platforms that you can promote yourself on. I was having this discussion with somebody else today. All these platforms that you can promote yourself on, right?
Yeah.
So all you got to do is make content, consistent content, and keep on pushing. 10 years ago, I was in Penn, come out of Penn, I was on my face, didn't know nothing, didn't know nobody. My name was dead to all of the new school people. Then obviously the old school people knew who I was, and but it was a different time. Jump up started to come in. I pretty much watched Logan D start the whole thing. I remember when he started his label. Okay. So, me and Spider used to bring him over to Germany with us all the time back then. You can ask Logan. Then he's a good youth. So, it was just like I came back out. I was just like there, and I was like, right. I didn't go get a job. I needed money, just like everybody else. I didn't go get a job. I just did what I had to do to survive, and I just kept investing in myself. I started making videos. I was spending dough on videos because I knew that if I didn't put videos out, I couldn't get on MTV, because when I was in Penn, that's what I was watching. I was watching MTV because I'm a music man. So I'm thinking, like, if I'm not on MTV, if I ain't got a video, I can't get on MTV. So as soon as I came out, I started getting on the video flicks. So yeah, I'm not saying to anybody don't get a job, because everybody needs some kind of sustenance to come in and support themselves. But it depends on the person, man, and how adamant they are, how determined they are, how much they want it. I'm still hungry now. 40 years deep, I'm still hungry. I just put another album together. I'm going to drop that soon. I've got like content, like mad content. I'll always be making stuff. I'm putting it down, ready to go. When I did my album 2 years ago, I had so much tune, it was ridiculous. I just split it into 2 albums. Yeah. And then I started going hard, putting out EPs, dropping videos. That album campaign started in 2015. It was a 2-year wind-up, build-up before I dropped the album. You just got to have product, man. You got to make time. You got to go in the studio. You got to record. You got to make tunes like mad. And still hone your skills. And still go out there looking for the live work as well. And nobody can't tell me they can't do it, because I see people doing it all the time. Harry Shotter did it. TNA did it. This is all since I've come out. I've seen enough people come true. So it's just down to the individual, man, how much you want it, what's different about you, how unique you are, what makes you stand out, and you can do it. You can make it. I'm not saying it's easy. But really it does depend on your determination.
Nothing worth doing is ever easy, though, is it?
I mean, look at somebody like Steve Jobs. Look at all these people, these big entrepreneurs. Look at some of the most famous artists, some of the most famous musicians. They were Brock. Everybody was calling them crazy, but they were the most innovative minds at that time. Tesla, another one.
Yeah.
You know, they thought he was nuts. No, he wasn't nuts. He knew exactly what he was doing. It's just that the corporates and the people them that are greedy don't want them to come true. It was the same thing on sound system. You know, most of the sound system man didn't want the MCs to lead the sound, so they didn't want to boost us because they knew that if we left the sound, they were going to take the crowd with us. So that was what it was. You know, it's the same thing with jungle drum and bass. You know, as soon as you start talking about putting a vocalist up there, it takes the spotlight off of the producer and the DJ. They didn't want that. You know, that's when the split came between jungle and drum and bass. There was a racial divide too. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So all of these things play a factor into the way how this whole thing has progressed and mutated and evolved into what it is today. To the point where the producer and the DJ call themselves the artist now. They put a 30 grand light show up behind them and they stand up there on a computer and nod their head and press 2 buttons and they're the artist now.
Yeah.
I accept it, but, you know, it doesn't, you know, because I don't come from that. So therefore, when I'm looking at that, I'm like, I'm sorry. To me, an artist is somebody who goes up there and puts the show on. They do the singing and they engage with the crowd and all of that. You know, it's not somebody standing behind the deck. I'm not trying to take away from anything that a producer does or a DJ does. You know, it's definitely an art form.
Yes.
But the way how I grew up, we never used to call the DJ or the selector or the producer an artist. You know, what do you know Quincy Jones as? A producer.
Yes.
Michael Jackson is the artist. You know, so. Obviously, that's where I'm coming from. So when I'm looking at things, that's how I'm looking at it. I accept what it is now. But that's what I'm saying. You know, it's just like there's, you know, people were threatened. They felt threatened. You know, so we had to go out there and go and look and carve our own paths, man. You know, luckily, this acid house thing came along in the late 80s, but I was still hardcore reggae sound system then, you know, 87, 88, 89, I was still hardcore reggae sound system. But Demon and Flinty had kind of branched off because Sharp and Dance had sampled D-Man from some song. And D-Man used to work in this electrical shop. And Smiley and PJ went there to go and buy something and seen him behind the counter and were like, "Rah, you're D-Man Rocker. We sampled your voice and we want to know if we can use the sample." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Would you like to do some more stuff with us?" And D-Man was like, "Yeah, but you have to bring my brother in." So they were like, "Yeah, no problem." That's how Ragga Twins was created. It's actually Sharp and Dance that called them Ragga Twins.
So before that, it was just Demon Rockers and Flinty Badman?
Yeah, no. It was Demon Rockers and Flinty Rankin.
Okay.
He became Flinty Badman kind of more when he was into the jungle. Just at the end of sound system going into jungle, but he was like, it was Flinty Ranks, man. Flinty Ranks, Specky Ranks, Demon Rockers.